Today I'm going to show you all around the My Sweet Petunia studio bag and give you a full tour of this incredibly versatile storage bag. The material that the bag is made out of is a water-resistant, very high-quality fabric, and there's this beautiful piped edge that matches the logo. These zippers are extra heavy-duty zippers, and the zipper pulls are upgraded zipper pulls that will last forever. The side of the bag on the center section has a little loop for you to attach the enclosed shoulder strap, which is very handy if you stuff the bag as much as I have here. So you would just clip that on to both sides of the bag, and it would be comfortable to carry over your shoulder. Now, the center section of the bag, you will notice that the center zipper only goes part of the way down and terminates near that little shoulder strap loop, whereas the other zippers go actually underneath the bag, and you will see why. This center section was designed to keep your Misty safe, so there's a little bit of padding at the bottom for it to rest on, and the shorter zipper ensures that it won't fall out. It can store multiple Misties. Here I'm just showing you with an original Misty, a mini Misty, and a small scoring tool. You can fit more in here. This bag is designed to expand. As you can see from this top portion, that there's plenty of room for this to expand out. Now, in the first section, I will show you what this looks like open, and you'll see the genius of having that zipper lie flat, so this can be a working bag for you when you are crafting. There is a large pocket on the side that is absolutely ideal for holding large quantities of stamp sets. So here I have some 5x7 stamp sets, big stacks of both of these, and you'll see that 5x7 stamps, you can have 2 stacks of these side by side, so it really holds quite a bit of stamps. And then there is room for an original size grid pad, or if you're using the mini, the small grid pads. Now, these bags are modular. They actually pull out of the bag. They are attached with Velcro, and so you can grab a stack of markers or other tools and work with one at a time. Or if you need the room for something larger, you can just remove these bags and store something of a larger size in this section. The other side works exactly the same way. The zipper allows for full opening of this section, and it is partitioned a little bit differently. So on the one side, we have 2 gathered pockets, and these can be for taller items. So here I have a really thick stack of card fronts. So if you're headed somewhere to work on multiples of cards, you can fit quite a bit of cardstock, more than I have here, into these gathered pouches. It is tall enough for a cut-a-line. And in the top pocket, I have my scrubbing block to clean stamps with. You also have a zippered pocket behind these 2 gathered sections that is big enough for your largest stamp sets or your largest stencils. So here you can see the difference between the sizes of the stamp sets that you can fit inside this bag. It will accommodate everything. I also have a set of ink pads. I like to carry a black ink pad and a no-line coloring ink pad. I have several blending brushes in here, ink blending brushes. These are just the basic tools that I use almost every time that I craft. Across from that, there is a clear zippered pouch so you can see what is inside. I use this for smaller items that I don't want to fall out or get lost, like temporary and permanent adhesives. I have a sanding block to correct mistakes, a Teflon bone folder, a pair of scissors, an adhesive eraser, and my snipping tool to snip apart dies that are stuck together. Here's what it looks like empty. You can see there's tons of room in this expandable bag, and it stores flat when you are not using it. This bag retails for $17.95. as of February of 2024, and is just an incredible value for that price. Now we also have a turquoise version, so the logo is in turquoise and the piping matches the logo. This is very pretty. Let me show you a little bit different use for this second bag. I will unzip all of these zippers and show you what I use it for. I use it for stitching. I have cats, and so I can't have the thread just loose around the house. I love that it can be stored in these zipper bags where it is safe from the animals. And I also put a bag of the little floss cards so that I can wind floss while I'm watching TV or in my downtime. The second bag I use for current projects. Here I'm practicing visible mending, so I have that all in one bag. The large pocket is ideal for any printed patterns that you might have. And the center section I use for my needle book so that it is always exactly where I need it to be. This is a fabric book that is handmade, and each page is a different material, but it holds all my pins and needles securely so they don't poke anybody and so that they are readily available. So in this center section is where you're going to find your strap when you first get the bag. Now on this side, same thing. I use smaller items like needles that haven't been moved into my needle book yet. I have a pair of scissors. I love these paper stitching cards. That's what I stitch on most of the time. And then on the right-hand side, I have a floss chart, ancient floss chart, that I just love to check off all the little boxes of, and then some of my patterns that I'm working on. I have a pin cushion that has that sharpening material inside that sharpens your pins and needles. That fits nicely in the gathered pocket. And then in the pocket behind that, I have projects that are either finished or need a few finishing touches. And then I also have fabric because I like to stitch on patterned fabric every now and then. This is a fantastic stitching bag. Now, another way that you can use this bag is for bullet journaling. So I am a bullet journaler, and I like to have different kinds of trackers. So here I have a temperature tracker that has a temperature color assigned for every different temperature range. And so I like to keep those pens that I use for things like that separate from all my other pens, and this bag is a great way to do that. I also have lots of supplies that I use inside my daily bullet journal, and I will show you where those live. So here are some of the special sets of pens that I only use in my bullet journal. The side pocket has a little grid notebook that I use to practice doodles and other things before committing them to my bullet journal. I use a ton of stencils, metal and plastic, and they fit nicely in the gathered bags. And then I have the pocket section dedicated for my washi tapes and stickers that I use, either daily stickers or just decorative stickers that I use throughout the bullet journal. Keeping them in this little bag keeps my washi tapes free of dust and ready to use on bullet journal layouts. I also have ephemera packs in here that I like to decorate the pages of my bullet journal with. So this is a fun way to keep everything separate and also just to run to the couch with it if I'm going to veg out and watch TV. Midliners, we all love our midliners for bullet journaling, go in the side. Now the third color is this nice gray and black for this bag, kind of a more neutral bag. And these pull out clear pouches for if you're traveling with cosmetics or toiletries. These clear bags are great for going through the TSA checkpoint. Plus, they keep all of your items separate. So it's a phenomenal travel makeup or toiletries travel size type bag with tons and tons of room, easy to carry on the plane. Now here's a sped up version of how you might fill up a watercolor go bag. So there's 2 packs of watercolor paper, 2 different watercolor mediums, a ceramic palette, travel brushes, a dry watercolor system, swatch books, baby wipes, a collapsible cup, everything that you would need to head out to the park and do some watercolor sketching. Here's a great idea if you are on the go with young children. You can have an activity go bag. So you can put kids' markers into the clear pull-out bags. You can put little activity cards, games, anything that might keep them occupied on a road trip. Play-Doh fits beautifully in that back zippered bag. And then, of course, we can't forget the snacks that can go in that center section. There are an unlimited number of ways that you can use this super versatile studio bag. We'd like to see how you use yours, so be sure and tag us on social media with how you use this fantastic bag.